7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Hey, it's Wayne with HalfTheFlip.com. It's Sunday. We're out here working. It's super early. It's like 6. Trying to get in here, get as much as I possibly can before everybody wakes up. And that way, I can still have the family time and be able to get some stuff done today. So, what are we planning on doing today? I'm going to start processing some of the RA stuff that we bought Friday and Saturday and get through that. Now, how I determine whether it is something worth selling on eBay for me doing RA. So I literally scan with the eBay app when I go in. So I'll scan my item with the eBay app and it'll tell me how many's for sale. Then I go and I flip over to sold and I see the sell-through rate of how fast it's selling. Am I selling one every day? Is it only a few? So we'll go with my first scenario and there's 60 for sale and I'll flip over to what's sold. Now if they're selling every day consistently at whatever the amount of money is, as long as that's giving me at least 100% ROI, I'll buy it. Now some of the stuff I've picked up, there'll be 30 for sold or 30 for sale, 2 have sold. Now I look at it and everybody's trying to get $20 for a $1 investment. The item's on sale for $1, they're selling them for $19.99, none of them selling. For a $1 investment, I don't care to buy that $1 investment because I'll sell it for $9 because nothing's sold. I'll underprice everybody by that. I'll get my quick money and I'm almost making, I'm making so much more than something that I pay $7 for and only make 7 back. So that's another scenario that I look at. And then a lot of the times I'll look at some of the stuff that's sold and how much somebody's selling it for. All I'm looking for is that 90 to 150% ROI, because all I want to do is take that money, invest it, flip it, and invest again. It definitely works a lot better with the new items than it does the clothing. Clothing you spend 50 cents for, you try to sell it for even $4 and it doesn't move. So this stuff definitely is there. And one thing that I definitely do with my RA that I don't do with my clothing is I continuously go back and check to see if I'm a competitive seller, because people come right behind me and do the exact same thing. So I want to look in there and make sure that I'm not working my way up to the top of the list as people start trying to get that quick nickel. As long as I'm getting that 100% ROI, I'm okay. So, and I'm not always getting, because if I get a $1 investment, I'm not selling it for 2. I got to have some meat on the bone there to have it worth my while. But some of that stuff too, just having the selling velocity on my account, to me, is worth it. I probably picked up 20 items that I'm probably only going to make about $3 for, $3 on, which is probably 200% ROI on it, but the velocity of selling it is going to be really high so that I can get those 30 sales right off the bat. So the movement on my account is higher. Now, it's not something I've been able to do before because most of the stuff that I've been selling is clothes, and the stuff that you get that will sell that fast, you don't want to sell for that low. So the difference with the RA seems like, because it's new, it definitely moves a lot faster. So I'm willing to take that risk on a dollar investment to see if I can't move it quicker, to see if that'll help boost my sales, is if my sales velocity goes up, which I would think it would. I would think it would, but it's something I'm experimenting with and seeing if it works. It's definitely, I'm not buying trash, because there is many items that I leave behind on RA that that could make some money, but isn't worth it, or it hasn't sold, or it didn't sell. Because we're still in Q4, so all the sold stuff, the 90-day sold stuff, is still from Christmas time. A lot of the stuff sold all the way up until Christmas and haven't sold since Christmas, the last month. I mean, we're already, what is it? Today's the 27th, so we're past Christmas already. So, so I definitely look at that, and that's how I make my decisions on buying my retail arbitrage stuff to sell on eBay. And so far, it's worked out pretty good. I mean, we're selling on average probably more hard goods now, RA retail arbitrage stuff, than we are clothing. So definitely the newer stuff that we're bringing in clothing sells. A lot of the older stuff that's still sitting there back there in those gray bins are still sitting there. So I just want to kind of break down of how I'm looking into this stuff and how I do it. Now, am I looking for any of this Amazon? And because I just did my account, almost 99% of everything that I'm buying, I'm gated in. So right now I'm looking for eBay, but when it gets in here, I'm scanning them. I'm scanning the majority of them on Amazon, just to see if I can't find a brand that I'm ungated in, and I haven't found anything yet. So we'll see. I have an idea of what I'm going to do, and next month I definitely want to try to focus. I don't know if I'm going to get my first shipment in. I'd like to, if I can find it, but I would definitely like to find items that I'm ungated in next month in Amazon, so that I can actually try to focus some on that too, while I'm out. Because if I can find certain items that I can send in on Amazon, every time I go to look for RA for eBay, I can swing through, pick up that X amount of whatever it is, and bring that home too. Even if it takes, a week or two to build up enough to send in to Amazon, I at least am going in the right direction with it. So that's where we are. Let's get some of this RA all together and bundled up, and see where we are. So we got a little bit of that done. I got a little bit more left, but I want to get inside and get some of this stuff released so that it's actually moving today. I'd like to go out in one of those if it starts selling. It's been selling 1 or 2 times a day. If I can get some of mine to sell, I'm going to go out and buy the rest of it. I didn't buy all of it. Anyways, today's going to be like a learning day. So I told you guys what I look for RA. Let me tell you how I process it. So what I do is I go and I grab whatever location that I'm going to use for that item. I scan it into eBay, and I do the exact same thing as I do when I'm there. I look what the lowest price is that the item's out there for. I see what the average it's selling for, how many selling, and I adjust the price to whatever that is, because some of the stuff that I'm buying isn't selling very quick, and most of the time it's because people are trying to gouge out that price to wait until all of the demand of it raises. my model this year is going to be flipping the cash a little faster. So I see where the lowest price is on a buy it now, and I either match or go lower than that, as long as the 100%, if it's at least 100% ROI. So I do as much as I can in my phone, but I don't release it in my phone. I save it as a draft. So I create the draft, I sell similar, I add my location to the title, and then I change the price and the quantity. That way I know where it is, how many I have, and then I do the rest inside, except for the pictures. So I take a picture of my location, I take a picture of the product, I take a picture of the UPC, I take a picture of the weight, and then I go back to my back and I take a picture of the product now instead of using the stock photos, so they're actually my photos. So I have a LED panel that's at a 45 banked into just the dollar foam core. It's 4 panels of foam core made into a box, and it does really, really well. On my way back, I edit the photo inside of my application. I use AC/DC. I have pre-programmed scripts that I use, just one button touch. I save those, and then I upload my photo as I'm putting my product into my box, and then if I need to, put my box back into the location if it's full. Then when I get back in the house, I have all the information on my phone that I'm gonna need. I have my location to double check to make sure that it's in the right spot, and then I have written it correctly. If there's any kind of error between the picture that I take and what I have written in the draft, I can double check to make sure I know where it is. And then I fill in the weight, and then I use, I don't even know what they're called, my shipping, my returns, and the payment is all set up automatically, and I make sure if it's under a pound, it's in my default, and if it's going priority, whether I need, I have it set for a flat rate padded mailer or a box. So I make sure that's correct, fill in the price, or not the price, but the weight of the item, and then I release it from the computer, and that way I can look and see and double check, and it just gives me a secondary way to double check rather than coming out here and just releasing it. I want to have that ability to make sure that everything's correct. So that's how I do it. I process it, I find it, and a sell is just hoping somebody finds it. So that's it for today, guys. I hope something I said helped, or at least it was somewhat entertaining. So until tomorrow, peace. Unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end, and here we are. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to continue to follow my journey, make sure you subscribe. So until then, I'll catch you on the flip side. Good night. Goodbye. See you later. Toodaloo.